This is Michael Dearth. He is in love with anything food and wine.
It just has that wonderful dry finish with that natural exotic spice.
Trained sommelier, award-winning restaurateur, father of two, and a New Zealand resident for over 15 years, this man lives and breathes wine and food. Too much, in my opinion.
Of what tier wine.
And this is Sierra Reed. She's in love with anything that comes in a glass.
Let's see if we could do it in one sip.
She's an international model who came to New Zealand 2 years ago, and we can't get rid of her.
Go from, do I cut his head off first, or do I go into his area?
She was once described as eloquently crass.
Full-bodied Chardonnay.
I'm so sorry.
I wonder why. Why are the two of us combining forces? Well, our mission is to search New Zealand from top to bottom, to find the best food and wine matches, compiling 2 degustation menus.
We will use the Family of 12 Wine Collective as our guides through the country, as we learn more about New Zealand wine and match it with local cuisine. We are going to prove to you that no matter where you go in New Zealand, you can create and cook gourmet food and match it with world-class wines. So join us on our journey as we harvest New Zealand.
Martinborough, situated on the east coast of New Zealand above the capital Wellington, was next on our list. Its topography, geology, climate, and human effort has led to the area becoming one of New Zealand's premier wine regions in spite of its small size.
We were invited to join the AtaRangi team for the day. Early pioneers of this area and world famous for their Pinot Noir, this was going to be a great day, especially with a wild venison match later. Clive Patton and Phil Patty are co-owners of AtaRangi, along with Clive's sister, Alison. It's such a beautiful property here. How did AtaRangi come to be?
Well, I guess in 1978, I was having a midlife crisis at 28. I wanted to change from farming, and I lived further down the valley. I was aware that Martinborough had a fantastic dry climate, but I was also aware of a scientific report done on the suitability of the Martinborough gravel terraces for viticulture.
How did you guys meet?
The Martinborough winemakers at that time, there was probably about 10 of us. We went for a little excursion to Marlborough one weekend. We had a great time, and I basically came back with Phil.
It's like a Viking raid.
Yeah, sort of dragged her by the hair back to Martinborough. It wasn't quite like that, but you know.
AtaRangi is a big player in the New Zealand wine scene, and it was hard to get Phil and Clive to talk about all the awards they have won over the years. However, a few Pinots later,
We won the International Wine and Spirit Competition Trophy for Best Pinot Noir in London, the Bouchard Finlayson Trophy. And we went on to win that the following year, 96, and again in 2001. No other winery, as far as we know, has won it 3 times. At the Pinot Noir 2010 Gala Dinner, which was in February this year, out of the blue, we were awarded the Tipuranga Taitai o Aotearoa honour, which basically is Māori for Great Growth of New Zealand, or a kind of a uniquely Kiwi Grand Cru award for our Pinot Noir. And that's not vintage specific. And the other winery that won that is another Family of 12 winery and great friends of ours, Nigel and Blair from Felton Road, for their Block 5 Pinot Noir.
What do you love about being in this industry?
I guess I'm a man of the land, so this is the perfect occupation for me.
I love living here as a place to bring up a family. Between Ali and Clive and I, we've got 3 children who been born here, and free range between the 2 properties. Ali's house is right next door.
AtaRangi had such a special vibe, and we're a true family business. It's hard to describe the atmosphere, but it was one that I could bask in all day.
Part of AtaRangi's huge success is down to their lawn-serving winemaker, Helen, and her passionate team. They consistently produce the finest wines every year and are always on my wine list at the restaurant.
Really, our heart is centred around Pinot Noir, but also Chardonnay. And we're really lucky enough here in Martinborough to be able to make quite a few different varieties quite well. And that's due to our long, quite dry autumn. We do a dry Riesling, which we're just doing small amounts of, and Pinot Gris. and 2 different Chardonnays. So, and we find that they're sort of complementary to our main focus on Pinot. And then probably a lot of you are familiar with Celeb, which is a blend that we've been making for a long time. So that was actually Clive's first wine released.
One of Clive's other passions is conservation. He has a bush block 40 minutes out of Martinborough where he looks after Rata and Putakawa. Their pig hunter's hut was the perfect location for our food and wine match.
Well, here we are in the heart of the AtaRangi bush block. We're at the pig hunter's hut. Really excited about today. We have some local venison. With the venison, we'll have some quince that we're going to roast with some cinnamon and spices, little potatoes from the vineyard, carrots, parsnip, miniature capsicums, and some fresh herbs. We have a pretty primitive setup here, little fire, but I'm confident that we'll be able to put together some tasty morsels for the family. We're just about finished with the carrots, the parsnips, and potatoes, but I was cheeky at your interest. I grabbed some of your rosemary and a little bit of thyme. I want to put some honey in there and a little bit of your olive oil. I'm going to stir that up, and we're going to wrap it in a parcel of aluminum foil and put it in the fire.
AtaRangi support Project Crimson. It's an initiative that supports the growth of the Putakawa and Rata. They have even named one of their Pinots after it, with a donation going to the cause with every purchase. Apart from wine, this is Clive's other passion.
There's 20,000 acres of forest out there, and we thought Rata was extinct in there, but we managed to find a stand, and we've been, propagating those for the last 3 or 4 years.
So Helen, we're going to reuse the top of the capsicum. So just have about a ½ inch cut there, and if you can just take out the inside, and we're going to use both of this again to cap back on again and to roast in our pan.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
I'm going to just prep up the quince, which we're really lucky to get. They're from the vineyard. We're going to take a little bit of red wine, some cinnamon, and some more fresh herbs, and we're going to reduce that by the fire, and we're going to have some roasted quince to go alongside our venison. Really, like you would just kind of really want to, yeah, exactly, just want to kind of shove them right in.
Get your coffee one for Tuesday.
I can safely say that I have never cooked in such a primitive environment, but I loved it. We had great ingredients, good people, and beautiful wines. And as the family built up an appetite, I started to miss mine. But I was rudely interrupted.
Are you all right? You're all right. So how's it going? Those peppers have all gone?
Yep,
into the fire?
yeah, everything's in, and how the potatoes and the carrots and the parsnips looking good?
They're smelling gorgeous.
So now we have a little local venison here. Can you tell me a little bit about this?
Well, a friend of ours who comes out here from time to time and holds up in the hut shot this up in the ranges just in behind the hut here.
We have the fire going with the root vegetables. I'm just going to lightly encrust the venison with some fresh herbs and sear it pretty much rare to medium rare. I thought the Celeb would be a nice match. I don't know, what do you think?
Celeb and venison's a match made in heaven, actually.
I'm definitely not a chef. I'm just a lover of food, and I'm a lover of the outdoors, and I'm a lover of great wine. Yes, you can do a lot with the right help. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Now the quince is gonna add that sweet, nutty sort of element that we're gonna have alongside of this lean meat. And we're looking really good. So now the venison is pretty much finished. It's at that rare to medium rare stage. And we're just taking a spin on a classic here. We're just gonna take that venison and put it in our bowl. And we're gonna take this hay and set the whole thing on fire and basically have an ash encrusted venison loin. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about this because I have no idea if it's gonna work. It's just kind of something that I've seen done with goat cheese. Okay, well, here we are, final product. All our hard work has paid off, I think. I can't wait to taste it. We got our carrots, parsnip, and potatoes all finished up nicely. Quince from the garden. Got our little capsicums and our beautiful venison.
This is a hard act to follow, Michael. We have never had such a feast at the Bush Blanc.
All right, so you'll invite me back again?
Uh-huh.
Excellent.
What an experience it's been up here. To cook wild venison up in a pig hunter's hut in the middle of nowhere and match it with such fine wines. I'm stoked. And what awesome, hospitable people they are. A real success story in the New Zealand wine industry. And what a great family story, too.
It was amazing. I'm back for seconds. It was that good.
Well, you know, venison and Ciliad are pretty good together. You get that lovely peppery edge on the Ciliad from the Syrah that's in there, and then the kind of charred venison with all its flavour. Really good balance, because they're both quite strong flavour. But, yeah, no, they just complement one another really well.
Yeah, what do you think about today, Dearth?
Oh, well, God, I loved it. It's just so nice to be outside. It's the whole vineyard tour. The whole ride out here was just great. I loved it. And
Yeah, you took half the car off.
yeah, thank God the rental vehicles.
Who would ever thought we'd be bunking together?
This is the safest I felt all trip. Just glad you're above me.
Really? Well, I'm glad I wasn't sitting next to you when you lit the hay on fire.
Yeah, that worked out.
Clive with the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was awesome.
Safety first.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm getting a little wasted, and it's getting warm in here, so.
Yeah, we got a big day. We got a big day tomorrow.
Combination is comatosing.
I'll see you in the morning.
Over and out.
Are you gonna cook breakfast?
Yeah, I'll make you banana pancakes.